Welcome back to Swordman Josh Gaming, and welcome back to another booster box break. We had a fellow reject, Michael, that had some scratch and dent boxes, and they arrived safely today. And what he had was what I got from him was a couple of Ixalan and a couple of Core 2019. The two Ixalan and the other Core 2019 are in decent enough shape to keep in my sealed, but he sent me pictures of this one. And I said I wanted to open one anyways, and this one is in pretty sorry shape for being sealed. We got a big, huge rip here, and we got a big rip across the bottom, but it doesn't look like it's been tampered with in any way. So the packs are all good, I'm sure, especially with Michael being a fellow reject. I don't think he would screw anybody. But thank you for sending these out, and let's go ahead and open this one. I told him I was going to be opening one, and this is the one that we're opening. This is the one that's in sorry shape. He did send me pictures of all the boxes before he shipped them out to get my agreement that I thought that they were okay. I agreed to them, and they all arrived. So let's break this one open and see how we do. Now, I've never opened a box of Core 19. From what I understand about Core 19, it's pretty much mythic or bust. Yeah, that top's just falling apart. So we're hoping for a good run of mythics here. But this will also, I have some Core 19 cards that I got out of a couple different Goodwill buys and stuff like that. So I own some Core 2019, and I've opened a couple packs here and there, but I've never opened a booster box. The packs that I've opened have been in the reseals that I'll have, like the Chaos packs. There you go, Walmart Chaos packs. So I've opened some Core 19 there, but I've never opened a booster box. So let's see how we do. I don't think anybody really cares about the commons. I don't know that there's anything in the commons that's really any kind of fun. Take a look here as we flip through real quick. Gift of Paradise, Plague Mare, Horizon Scholar, a Sphinx, and a Detection Tower. Till end of turn, your opponents and creatures your opponents control with hexproof can be... Okay, so not bad for a commander game, especially with all the gods that run rampant nowadays. Makes it so that way creatures your opponent control with hexproof can be targeted. So, not a bad card. Great commander card. Goblin Motivator. Okay. Most of these 2019 commons I know. Draw 3 cards. Oh, Reliquary Tower. Always a good card to have. I have plenty of copies now, though. Fell Spectre and Fraying Omnipotence. Each player loses half their life, then discards half their cards in their hand, then sacrifice half the creatures they control, rounded up each time. Not a bad card. I've seen some combos with this where it makes each player lose half their life, and then basically with like Sanguine Bond, I think it's Sanguine Bond, they lose half their life again. So it's an immediate kill. Nothing like Fraying Omnipotence being a kill spell. Good old Trusty Pack Beast. If I pull a foil Trusty Pack Beast, I would not be unhappy because I need a foil Trusty Pack Beast for my Teshar deck as I continue to bling it out. Millstone, the original mill card. For those of you who don't know or aren't big Magic players, the term mill that just got indoctrinated into Magic in, Core 21? This is the original card that brought mill as that keyword, was Millstone. Brawl Bash Ogre. Hieromancer's Cage. And Hungering Hydra. Hydras are always fun. Wow. So this is actually a card that I think that that's kind of funny. This is a bulk rare, I know that. I had a challenge deck from Absolute Cactus old Commander Quarters rules. So deck had to be $25 or less. Basic lands don't count. Does not have to include your commander. Your commander has to be less than $10. I actually just procured a Hungering Hydra to put into that deck. And I'll do that deck tech after we play it against each other. So that way he doesn't know exactly what's in it. Havoc Devil. I made a Devil deck. I don't think Havoc Devils is in there. Leonin Vanguard. Has a little bit of a misprint up here in the corner right there. Not much, but it is. Great for life gain decks. Murder. Gargoyle Sentinel. And Demanding Dragon. Dwindle. There's Havoc Devil again. I'll have to look at my Devil deck and see if I have a Havoc Devil in it. Aegis of the Heavens. Target creature gets +1/+7. Wow. Suspicious Bookcase. This is a great card. I actually found out about this while I was building that budget deck. If you don't have room, So $25 in today's market is really hard to build a commander deck around. And if you don't have room to put a Rogue's Passage in there, if you have another slot that doesn't need to be a land slot, Suspicious Bookcase is a great card to put in it, or a redundant Rogue's Passage, or a redundant Key to the Cities. So a good card to keep in mind for commander. Psy Master Thopterist. Not a bad little human artificer. Still no mythics, but that is okay. Thud. Is that an alternate fling? As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. Thud deals damage equal to that sacrificed creature's power to any target. It's basically a fling at sorcery speed instead of instant speed. Alright. Regal Bloodlord. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. Alright. Good commander card. Gutter Snipe. And Elvish Clancaller. A card that I would put into that challenge deck, except it broke my $25 budget. And maybe we'll open a Nicol Bolas the Ravager. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Now, I know that the Mythics, I've heard that in this set it's Mythic or Bust. But I don't actually know what all's in this set, because I wasn't playing during this time. Tormenting Voice is a great card. I've used Infectious Horror in more than one Pauper deck. Reclamation Sage. Gravedigger. Enigma Drake. And, wow, let's say that. Phylactery Lich. 5/5 indestructible for 3 black. So far, so good. When it enters the battlefield, put a counter on an artifact you control. When you control no permanents with phylactery counters on them, sacrifice Phylactery Lich. Okay, so so if they kill your artifact, you lose your 5/5. I don't see a downside unless you lose your artifact. When it enters the battlefield, put a counter on an artifact you control. Alright. When you control no permanents with counters on them, sacrifice the Lich. I don't see a downside here, except you have to have an artifact in play. Which, a 5/5 indestructible in black and commander for 3 black pips sounds great to me. I'm not seeing the downside of that card, really. Anticipate. All right, Ghast Bark Twin, Mirror Image, great card. Poison Tip Archer, Magistrate Scepter, extra turns card. I actually already own a playset of these. Before all the extra turn cards started spiking really hard, I got 1 copy of most of them, and I got 4 copies of quite a few of them. Magistrate Scepter was one of them that I got 4 copies of, so that way I could spread them across commander decks. Because when I bought it, and I think it's probably still cheap, I think it was like 50 cents a piece or something. Druid of the Horns, Make Stand, Colossal Majesty. This is actually in that Elves deck. And Banefire. Very good card, Banefire, because... Oh, wait a second. Is this the one that... Yeah, if X is 5 or more, the spell can't be countered and the damage can't be prevented. Great if you can make infinite mana. Can be a game winner for red in Commander to kill somebody if you can make infinite mana. Or sometimes not even infinite, just enough mana. Tormenting Voice. Duress. Duress is back in Core 21 too. Here's that suspicious bookcase. Sleep. Tap all creatures target player controls. Those creatures don't untap during the next. That's a good card. I could see playing that in a commander deck. Volcanic Dragon and Prodigious Growth. Enchanted creature gets +7/+27 and has trample. And we have a foil Doomed Dissenter. For 6 mana for +7/+7 and trample seems a little steep. Be hard to find a slot for that. I was curious, yeah, Core 21 uses the same, this card's called Sip, for those people that don't know, Revitalize, because he's sipping a flask. They use the same exact artwork from Matt Stewart in Core 21. They haven't changed that artwork in a long time. Colossal Dreadmaw is back in Core 21, so a lot of these cards are back in Core 21. Aether Shield Artificer. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target artifact creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains indestructible. Nice. Gargoyle Sentinel. Too bad this isn't, if this was 3 mana, I would consider it better. But it could go into a vehicles deck. Gargoyle Sentinel. Satire Enchanter. Great Enchanter. And Cleansing Nova. Wah so far. But we're only a third of the way done, but we still have opened no mythics. How about we open a Nicol Bolas? That'd make me happy. Rupture Spire. Aegis of the Heavens again. Siegebreaker Giant. And Toot. Dark Dweller Oracle. Still a rare. Sacrifice a creature, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. I'm sure there's some shenanigans that can be had with that. I just don't know what they are. If it said you may play that card this turn without paying its mana cost, I can see a whole lot more shenanigans with that card. Alright, we are in the second third of this, and still no mythic. A Johnny's Welcome, Blanchwood Armor, Reassembling Skeleton, Dismantling Pyromancer. So we can loot with it, or sacrifice it and deals 4 damage to any target. To target creature, not even to any target, just to a target creature. Where are our mythics at? Good old Millstone, Poison Tip Archer, Declared Dominance. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. All creatures able to block it this turn must do so. Okay, great to clear away for everything else. Ooh, what do we have here? Oh, baby. That's what we were wanting. Nicol Bolas the Ravager. I actually think this is the most expensive card in the set. And very happy to finally own one. He, of course, flips over into Nicol Bolas the Arisen. And for those of you that saw the deck tech on my Super Friends deck, now that we have our friend Nicol Bolas, he will probably find his way in there. And the cool thing is, in the same exact pack, they gave me the Nicol Bolas card to go with it. So we'll set both of these right up here. And yes, that is absolutely wonderful. Actually, I'm kind of curious while we're right here. Nicol Bolas. Bolas the Ravager. Where are you at? I'm kind of curious where he's sitting right now. Since I'm right here on... I already have Card Kingdom pulled up. He is currently sitting around 30 bucks. I like it. I like it. I like it. Not a card I ever would have gone out and bought a single of, but certainly happy to open it in a box. Something about opening a card in a box and then playing it feels better than going out and buying a card and playing it. Vine this one could be interesting, except for its uncommon, be great in a common deck. 4 mana, 5/3, but can't be blocked by black creatures. Heroic Reinforcements. Create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1. Alright. Ajani's Last Stand. Whenever a creature or planeswalker you control dies, you may sacrifice Ajani's Last Stand. If you do, create a 4/4 white creature token with flying. When a spell or ability an opponent control causes you to discard this card, if you control planes, create a 4/4 white avatar creature with flying. Okay, interesting. Not quite sure if I can figure out a way to abuse that yet. I like to figure out ways to abuse cards. Not that I don't think it... I suppose you could put it into a Super Friends deck if you know that you're going to kill one of your own Super Friends by down-ticking it and you get a 4/4 out of it, but I think it'd be hard to justify a card slot for it instead of just putting another Planeswalker in. Recollect. Either Tunneler. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked. That's not bad at all. Exclusion Mage. Ajani, Adversary of Tyrants. We are cooking with the mythic planeswalkers here. We got I'm actually kind of curious. We're going to do Mythic, apply. Ajani here is about $8, and we like that. We may be able to find a place for Ajani. Sorry, I'm pulling up Card Kingdom over here. I'm just kind of curious. So we are looking for... Nicol Bolas is the most expensive planeswalker in the deck. We would love to pull a Crucible of Worlds. That's the second most expensive card in this set for the Mythics. I was just curious what number 1 and number 2 were. Fiery Finish, Fountain of Renewal, Aerial Engineer. As long as you control an artifact, gets +2/+0 and has flying. So 4/4 flying for 4. It's not horrible. Here's our rare Lina Selfless Champion. When she enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token for each non-token creature you control. Okay. Sacrifice Lina. Creatures you control with power less than Lina gain indestructible until end of turn. Very cool in a white weenies deck. And we have a foil Disperse. I couldn't have been happier about this box at this point. Thank you, Michael, for sending this out to me. I will link this video into his rejects ad as soon as it gets done uploading, so you can see how I did. Fiery Finish. Surge Mare. Can't be blocked by green creatures. It's a horse fish. Too bad it's not a merfolk. Whenever Surge Mare deals combat damage to your opponent, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. And too bad this isn't 1 blue for +1, -1, because then it'd go really well in a Tetsuko deck. Diregraph Ghoul. Dragon's Horde. At one point in time, this had some value to it, but I don't think it does too much anymore. But still not a bad mana rock. 3 mana, get to draw a card, and it produces a mana of any color. Alright, let's skip through our commons. Diamond Mare. Choose a color. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen color, you gain 1 life. Great for a white life gain deck. Again, I kind of like Diamond Mare. Aether Shield Artificer we've seen. Horizon Scholar we've seen. And Alpine Moon. As Alpine Moon enters the battlefield, choose a non-basic land card name. Land your opponent's control with the chosen name. Lose all land types and abilities, and they gain tap, add 1 mana of any color. Okay. Wait a second. So, non-basic land card name. So, doesn't work real well on Commander, but I can see if somebody's trying to win off of Lotus Veil or something, it being useful as a sideboard card. Never see it as a main board card. Fountain of Renewal, Lightning Strike, Switcheroo, give somebody 9 lives and then kill it, and Dragon's Horde again. Let's see if we can get a duplicate Nicol Bolas. That would be the shit, wouldn't it? Psychic Corrosion, another great card for those mill decks. Rogue's Gloves, Fell Spectre, and Graveyard Marshal. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. Too bad you have to exile it unless you're playing something that you can play out of exile. Like, oh, what's our goblin friend? Yeah, I can't think of his name. It's escaping me right now. That's going to irritate me. Sometimes I just can't think of names. I can see the card. I know exactly what it does. I can't think of the name of it. Inferno Helion, Gutter Snipe, Vampire Sovereign. Okay. And, oh, we got a foil. Patient Rebuilding. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard. Then you draw a card for each land card put there that way. Okay, I can see that going into a mill deck. A foil Gift of Paradise. So we're up to 3 foils, 2 mythics. I'd love to have 1 more mythic. And if it's a Crucible of Worlds, that would be the best. I actually need one for my Tron deck for the sideboard. It's one that I haven't bought because it's been pricey and it keeps fluctuating up and down. Tectonic Rift. Vigilant Baloth. Gravedigger. And Gigantosaurus. A 10/10 for 5. Great for mono green devotion. 2-headed zombie foil. We are done. This is the last pack of the second third, and this opening is taking me longer than I anticipated. Just because I wasn't familiar with the set, I had to look at some of the commons at the beginning of this. We have another foil back there, it looks like. Ravenous Harpy. There's that Diamond Mare. Murder. Psymaster Thopterus. So there's our second duplicate rare. Double Cast being our foil, and this was reprinted just recently in Jumpstart. In the Wizarding deck, I think. I think the Wizarding deck in Jumpstart is red. And that's one of the cards that was printed in it. Boned Ash, Satire, Enchanter, Sift, draw 3 cards and discard a card. Arcades the Strategist. There's another great mythic to have. He is fun to build around. Actually, I think one of the other people that we are doing a build-off with built Arcades as their commander for it. That Plains is actually... it wasn't fully cut. Has a little bit of the back printing paper where it should have cut the corners properly. Their blade was a little dull. So we got 3 mythics. Can we pull one more mythic? Novice Knight, Defender, 2/3 Defender for 1 white. As long as Novice Knight is enchanted or equipped, it can attack. Okay. Sounds good to me. Gear for Guide. So, Novice Knight, turn 1. Spear, turn 2, equip. 3/4 Lifelinker, turn 2 attacker. Sounds good. Diagraph Ghoul. Lathless Dragon. Womp womp. Our foil rare is Dismissive Pyromancer. A foil Nicol Bolas would have been amazing. One can only get so much luck in a booster box, though. Especially one that I paid so little for. I split it perfectly and didn't trust myself. Skilled Animator. Arcane Encyclopedia. Everybody can go to sleep. And... Iswrath the Awakener. Death Touch. 3/3 Death Touch for 3. So far I like it. When it attacks, you may pay X. When you do, return target creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield with a corpse counter on it. If that creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. If you can find a way of removing that corpse counter, sounds wonderful to me. Or, you know, put an Eldrazi in the graveyard with Big Annihilator. Graveyard strategy in black. Nah, black doesn't do that. Alright, there's a regular double cast. Shieldmare. Mirror Image. Supreme Phantom. Other spirits you control get +1/+1. I will not be building a spirits deck anytime in the near future. That's one I don't particularly care about. I have a huge mess over here. I'll have to clean it up in a little bit. Skilled Animator, Arcane Encyclopedia, Vampire Sovereign, Sarkhan's Unsealing. Whenever you cast a creature spell with power 4, 5, or 6, Sarkhan's Unsealing deals 4 damage to any target. Whenever you cast a creature spell with power 7 or greater, Sarkhan's Unsealing deals 4 damage to each opponent and each creature and planeswalker they control. Okay. Oh, we have a second foil rare in Cleansing Nova. So we got 2 foil rares for the box, and Core 19 has not been nice to foils. They're not curled horribly, but they are definitely curled. So now we're just hoping for one more good mythic. As far as a Core 19 box goes, I don't think we've done horrible. We would like to see one more mythic. Aether Tunneler, Rise from the Grave. Dryad Greenskeeper. Liliana's Contract. If you control 4... Oh yeah, this is the one that is great for Changeling decks. Because Changelings are demons, so she can be an instant win. When Modern Horizons came out with all the Changelings, this card was starting to spike a little bit. It came back down, I believe. Ravenous Harpy. Declared Dominance. Plaguemare. Remorseful Cleric. Not a bad Hate Bear card. We have ourselves a foil swamp. Man, the foiling in Core 19 is just not very blingy. You can hardly tell it's a foil. But that is okay. Nightmare Thirst. You gain 1 life. Target creature gets -X or X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Okay. Dragon Egg. Draconic Disciple. That's one we haven't seen. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. Sacrifice it. Create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. Alright. Valiant Knight. Knight Tribal's pretty popular. There you go. We got 4 packs left. We're hoping for 1 more Mythic. If we do, 4 Mythic box is great. Though, I'm guessing we're going to stop at 3. That would probably be the normal. Volley Veteran. Rise from the Grave. Heroic Reinforcements. Oh, God. Oh. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 1 box. 2 most expensive cards, Nicol Bolas, Crucible of Worlds. I'm done. I mean, we'll open the last 3 packs, but I'm done. I'm just so done. I couldn't... those 2 cards, the Crucible of Worlds and the Nicol Bolas, basically pay for what I paid for this box. Rupture Spire, Stitcher Supplier, Regal Bloodlord, Pilaka Worm. When it enters the battlefield, gains 7 life. When it dies, draw a card. A 7/7 trample for 7 with some upside. Probably was great in Limited. Not so great in any format where you get to actually pick your deck. Unless you're trying to do a $25 budget deck. There's our Thud again. Sift. Reassembling Skeleton. Mystic Archaeologist. Alright, draw 2 cards for 5. 2/1. I can see that making it into my Tetsuko deck. I like to draw cards in Tetsuko. And it's a 2/1, so it can't be blocked. It's an upside, doesn't tap to have to draw those 2 cards. I like it. This box has been great to me. Thank you, Michael. And last pack. Let's see if we pull another Mythic. I'm just... I don't know what I'll do. Nightmare Thirst. Surgemare. Skyrider Patrol. It's a rare. Okay. And Goreclaw. I forgot Goreclaw was even in here. Alright, that's it. Yeah, here's where it's at. Right here. Those 2 right there make it all worth it. Hope you guys liked this stream. Hopefully you liked this opening.